Hey y'all, this is me. I I just had a meeting with my wife today. A beautiful meeting. It's always good to see her ass. Always. Always. But towards the end it ran into some challenging conversation about money. Now, my wife and all of her grand wisdom and everything else, I know she's concerned about my well-being because I've been through some challenging moments in the past, we'll say 10 months. But I was always the person that I am. My spending habits and everything that I do with money was already there. It's just been 10 months that it hasn't been. Out of 15 years, 10 months. That's not long enough for someone to now all of a sudden be a parental authority wanting to know where I spend $300 here, there, and other place. Especially when she has her own money problems. Ladies, you can't do that. You can't do that. If you the mama, then whose mama are you? You're not your husband or your baby daddy's mama. I never asked her for a dime. The only thing that I asked her for was accommodations to sleep on her couch in case my money doesn't come through. So to get you caught up, and this is video one of my new segue of I'm going to document my life and the struggles that I have. Being broke, being black, being an American, and also trying to help the community with my own money. So the scenario is I was given a $12,000 check as reimbursement money, meaning that I had already spent my money under the terms of the agreement to begin with. It was my money. I get the $12,000 check, and my wife has some opinion about how I'm spending it because she says that she's concerned about my well-being. Well, being concerned is one thing, but having an opinion about it is something totally different. I don't know how much money she goes through in a month. But for her to all of a sudden think that I'm not supposed to spend money on myself is kind of absurd and ridiculous. Ridiculous to say the least. Ridiculous. There is nothing about my budget that changed except the fact that I don't have money. My lifestyle didn't change. And me selling this house didn't change either. I'm supposed to spend money on myself by selling this house because that's a big ass burden. It was an unnecessary burden at that. So I'm going to document my phases of going through rebuilding my brand. My new brand is Bartholomew Green. Joe Williams is gone. I'm not going to think like Joe Williams anymore. So this is a transition from what's on my birth certificate, Joseph Williams, to King Joseph Jamal Williams and Bartholomew Green. I'm going to treat myself like royalty even if nobody else does. Because at the end of the day, this is really about how I treat myself. This is therapeutic for myself. So at the end of this short story, because it's going to be a continuing thing, at the end of this short story, and I'll call it at the end of the chapter, I'm going to ask somebody to take my YouTube videos and put that in print for me. Can you write me a short novel about the challenges that it takes to be black in America, be broke, go through divorce, have financial crisis, be committed to a mental health institution because your neighbor called was probably about a noise complaint. All of that has happened to me within the past 10 months. And I'm supposed to somehow still just be pleasant and not take, the subtle little kicks in the back about what am I doing with my own money? With my own money. Nobody else's money. My own money. That the state was fortunate enough to give me back. It was a state issued check, but it was given back to me because I spent my money according to the agreement that we had, helping other people as a nonprofit. So yeah, I'm going to spend the money the exact way I want to after you give it back to me. I'll spend it to get it there the first time. But when it comes back to me, that becomes my money by every stretch of the imagination. So somebody on the accounting team is going to have to account for Well, why does he spend his money the way he wants to from his business checking account? Because it didn't matter. I funded the business checking account. There's some economic stuff that I just don't want to touch. I'm just going to focus on me, IT, and housing. Bitcoin is probably my better solution with all of that financial madness. And I don't need your business. I don't need to have a business in the United States to do this just like this. I needed a bank account. You wouldn't give me the limits that I need on a personal, or otherwise I just need to bank outside the United States personally. Because your little $500 limit here and there, that's why I had to write so many fucking checks. The money wouldn't have been fucked up if I didn't have to write so many fucking checks to get access to my $12,000 of my money. So there'll be more videos like this to follow. And excuse my language. If you don't like my language, don't tune in. Don't tune in. I'm not taking no comments on what you think I could do better. This is really for me, for documentation purposes of my life. If you get anything from it, great. I'll put that disclaimer out there for you. Don't follow me because you think that you're going to get something out of it. You might. You might. Especially when it comes to the IT stuff. I'll get into what I'm doing with the IT once I actually get stable. You got to have a stable, clean environment to be able to start a brand new project like this. You just can't do it doing the same shit and thinking the same way. This is brand new, and I encourage other people to invest in yourself. Make little videos for yourself so you can remind yourself also what really got you upset that day. And I love my wife. Love you, baby. Stop. And I love my wife. But sometimes you got to get this little small shit out. All right, more details at 11. Talk with y'all later. Out.